What's up YouTube, this is Boy the Milkman bringing you my very first Halo 4 track review on Premiere SX by Porter0012. And HX, which apparently stands for Hybrid Cross, I think, not quite sure. What it basically is a cross between a Supercross and a double wide, I guess is the best way to put it. Supercross and a Skytrack. And apparently, Porter0012, he made these types of tracks back in Halo Reach, though sadly I never had the chance to play them, but they are tons of fun to play, and this is the first track of this genre which I have played, and it was definitely a very enjoyable experience. As you can see that back there, that jump didn't work perfectly. It usually does. It works about 90% of the time, as with every jump on the map. They're all fairly consistent, except for the last one, which I feel is a bit of a problem. It doesn't really work well. You'll see it when I get there, but as you can see, all these jumps leading up to it, they're smooth. This one, I like the way that jump works, and I love this sort of tournament tracky area there. I felt that felt really cool, and tons of turns you can drift on, which is the best feature of Halo 4, is the drifting, so tons of fun that it uses that. But that jump, as you can see there, kind of worked, but most of the time that shield door at the top of the ramp, which is meant to like suck you forwards onto the landing ramp, it doesn't like suck you forwards, and you just go straight up, and that means you're gonna barely make the jump, and it's gonna flip you when you land, which could be a bit of a problem, especially with this kind of track, because breaking down, this track is very similar to Supercross tracks. Obviously, it is completely different in many ways, but down to the fundamental basics, it's pretty similar to a Supercross track. And of course, in order to keep the right feel to a Supercross track, it does kind of need to be a bit consistent. Not perfect, because it's impossible to get perfect, but you know, consistent enough that someone won't feel screwed over by some random jump because he was just unlucky. But of course, it's much harder with this type of track, as the jumps are huge. Like you saw that jump there, and these jumps are like far larger than most jumps you'll see in any Supercross tracks. Most Supercross tracks, obviously, there are some that have ridiculously large jumps, but most have fairly small jumps that are fairly easy to make consistent. This one, of course, has very large jumps that are much more difficult to get consistent, so it is forgivable in that aspect. You can see up here it ends with a rollover, which I don't like. Not a fan of rollovers, but that's not a fault, that's just personal preference. I don't understand the concept of an non-obstacle, like of a part of a track that you have to slow down for. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just dull. But yeah, I actually once had an idea to make a map like this back in Halo Reach. I didn't even know these types of tracks existed, let alone someone was making them, and I never got around to doing it. But yeah, it is such a cool idea, and it works so well. Like, it's just such a blast to play. Even if you're playing by yourself, it's just fun. But yeah, also coming up towards the end here, there is a second path that you can take. If you go off on the right at the end of this jump, as you can see, there's a second path. I'm not sure if it's a shortcut or not. I haven't checked if it's actually faster or not, but it's just a second path that you can take. Anyways, this is a very fun map, and it's very enjoyable, very unique concept, and cool aesthetics, works well, and just problems with the last jump. Anyways, if you want to submit a map to be reviewed, send ProForgeRacing a message with the subject map review. In your message, I need your gamer tag and the name of the map. Sadly, download links aren't working, so I do not require you to submit that yet. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.